Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of FoxxC's ApocalyptiKitchen. If you're like me, and you're the type of person who doesn't want to cook a lot every day, especially during quarantine, if your mood is low or something else is going on, that you're working on a project or something else, it's really helpful to have a big tub of something in the fridge that makes for a quick, hearty, easy meal. And you can kind of like take that worry out for a few days of the week. So today I'm going to do one of my favorites, and I call this BOOMBOOM Bolognese. This is a super easy recipe. We're basically making my take on a bolognese sauce, and you only really need a few ingredients. I am basing this out. I have a pre-made tomato sauce thing. This is a little bit more pre-made than I like. It has a lot of salt in it. Usually I get something that's just like tomatoes and basil and olive oil in a can. That's perfect. Or if you really want to go from the fresh tomato stage, which I'm not doing right now, lazy. This is ApocalyptiKitchen. This is what I managed to pull together from my pantry / my brief grocery runs. This is what we got. So I got tomato sauce base. I have ground turkey, 2 pounds of ground turkey. I have mirepoix. This is the mirepoix that I made on my show a few weeks ago. If you want to go check that out, I'll link it. This is carrot, onion, and celery, all pre-prepared. And I have some previously frozen that I have thawed, chopped spinach. So what this BOOMBOOM Bolognese is, it is turkey, tomato sauce, sliced mushrooms, spinach, carrots, tomato, onion, carrot, celery, onion. I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to get right to it. This is a super duper easy thing. I'm going to go right to the stove. Oh yeah, I should tell you what I'm going to do first. Start with the mirepoix. So this is going to be the aromatic kind of heating up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn my trusty saucepan here to like 4. This is below medium heat. I really don't want my mirepoix to cook too hot. And it takes a little bit longer to go this way, but it gets results. So that's going. And what else can I say? Yeah, I'm not going to be adding a lot of seasoning to this because there should be enough flavor here, especially because I'm using something that's very salty, to give me the flavor profile I want. It's going to be good. Okay, so I've got some butter in the pan that is just going to melt down. Again, I'm doing this at a very low temperature. This is at like 4 on my stove. And that is so that my mirepoix doesn't overcook. It doesn't cook too fast. It maintains those flavors and aromatic bonds that's going to go into my sauce to give it that rich, veggie, hearty flavor, which is super and what we want. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm going to get that away from my tongue. Ew. Okay, you'll notice that I've kind of got this thick or soupy kind of mixture going on. And what is a sauce really, other than a really, really thick soup? So this mirepoix, this onion, carrot, celery base is what you'll find in a soup base. I'm also using it here for my pasta base. In real Italian cooking, you would not have used butter. You would have used olive oil, but I'm a monster! So here we go. Okay, the great thing about aromatic herbs, like I'm using as my base here, is that you can tell they're ready for the next step because your kitchen smells delicious, like mine does right now. So my next step in my BOOMBOOM Bolognese is to brown my turkey. I'm going to do this in the same pan as these are going so that they will acquire that lovely taste. Pouring. Okay, I'm I'm not even really going to change the temperature at first. I will put this in. Two pounds of ground turkey. Okay, that's off to the sink. This is kind of at a low temperature still, so it's going to go slow, but that's okay. You can see the turkey there is just getting that nice brown, gray, cooked color on the bottom. I do this in a large batch, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get to that, like, everything is cooked, but that's A-okay. A-okay. Okay, now that my turkey is browned and mixed in nicely with my aromatic base, I can move on to the next step, which is adding the tomato sauce. Again, I'd normally be using something like, just like crushed tomatoes or like a tomato paste. Just with olive oil and oregano, but this is what I could get, so here we are. Just going to toss the can right in the mess. Okay, so there's my tomato base. Okay, now while the tomato is getting added, I'm going to do the other two things. I'm going to be putting in my previously frozen spinach, so I'm going to drain this. You want to make sure you get a lot of the water out, because again, my sauce there already has a fair bit of water in it. Not super ideal. I'm looking for something a little bit thicker. Okay, and then this is just like a whole package of frozen spinach. It's going to go right in. And we're gonna mix our spinach in. Just get it nicely distributed throughout the sauce there. It cooks real fast, especially when it's been frozen and chopped like this. So you really just got to get it in, and the sauce will take care of the rest. Right, so I like to add some mushrooms, sliced mushrooms from a can. I find canned mushrooms have a bit of a different texture and flavor than fresh mushrooms. And I like the pieces and stems because they're cheaper. I'm just going to pop that can right into my sauce after I drain it, which I've done. Okay. Now everything is going to get up to a nice temperature. So I'm doing this at medium heat. This is about 5. I don't really go too hot on this recipe at any point. You don't really need to crank your stove up to like super hot for most things you're cooking. That's a good way to burn stuff. Gonna put a lid on it. Alright, now that I've got my BOOMBOOM Bolognese simmering on the stove and getting rid of some of the excess moisture, I can finish up this awesome dish. So my pasta sauce is of course going to need some pasta to go on. I am using very basic durum wheat semolina spaghetti. My water is just about to boil on the stove there. And I personally like to put cheese on my pasta. So I am going to grate myself some cheese. And I'm all ready for my leftovers to go in the fridge. And I am ready to serve. So I'm going to grate this cheese, and I'm going to wait for this to be ready, and we'll be back in a moment with a finished product. All right, we're back. My sauce is ready. My pasta's ready. I am ready to eat my Boom Boom Bolognese. And why do I call it Boom Boom? That delicious combination of turkey and tomato and mushrooms and spinach, carrots, onions, and celery. Boom, boom. 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 And the remainder of the sauce, of course, is going to go in my handy-dandy Tupperware, and it's going to be meals for the next week. I think I broke this down, and it comes out to something like $3 a serving, maybe a little bit more, $3.50. Awesome, because that's a big meal for me.